Welcome to the late night session.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the tunes as you journey into the EverGrow spaces. Hello, everyone. How is everyone out there today?
I think DJ Paul stopped the music and he didn't quite get the vibe we were going for.
Well, that's all right.
There's only 4 to pick from. What do you want me to do?
Good tunes. I enjoy it. How are you guys doing? Happy Sunday.
Hello.
What's up? I'm just trying to do some stuff here, trying to get myself up.
Let's take a look out in this audience in the meantime. So, hello and happy Sunday to everyone, possibly even early Monday for some, probably not Saturday for others. Let's scroll through here. All right. Loby, hello. Denny B, Marios, Rick.BNB, Evergrow Love, Evergrow Man. There he is, everybody. The Crypto Bard. Evergrow or Bust. Always a pleasure, my friend. Onyx, Adam H. Hawkish. Ah, yes, our new friend, Boudreaux. Please check out their wonderful, wonderful NFT site, bandroids.io. Peter the Pitter Patterer. Good to see you, my friend. Joel M. I love seeing your comments. Gosh, there's a lot of people in here so far. Let's scroll to the bottom and just start checking out and reading some names that maybe we haven't seen before. Demeter, good to see you. Upwards. How about, I don't know how to pronounce this. I like it. Stale Kalistad. That was a really bad attempt, but hello, welcome. Let's keep going here. Well, there's an account just named EverGrow. Love it. EverGrow guy. Hey. Nicholas Lund, good to see you. So, Mr. Sam, Mr. Paul, Mr. Rocket, how are you doing today?
All good. Looking forward to this. It's been a little while. Saw a couple of requests on Twitter saying, "Hey, you got to do an AMA." We tried to follow your requests. We know you like these AMAs, but obviously we've all just had our heads down working super hard. But we thought we'd give up a little time on a Sunday for everybody.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, my friend.
Perfect.
All right.
Make yourself co-host, Paul, as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'll try.
Rocket, how are you?
I'm doing great, Cody. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Paul, you haven't let us in yet. How are you today, buddy?
Hey, listen, we've got to go back to something.
Doing
We've got to go. No. Something's happened here. I could hear Rocket loud and clear. Beautiful, full fidelity audio. Cody, did you finally get him a pair of AirPods?
Well, I don't want to play favorite, so no comment. I plead the fifth.
Okay, how many we got in? You know, I'm not technical enough to understand this kind
Looks
of thing.
like about 230 folks, or 203. Sorry, 203.
Okay, let's give it a few more minutes to build up. So next time we're going to leave that cheesy music on while Cody talks over the top of it, because that's how we do these
What
things.
would be great, and if Elon is listening here, if he could include a little soundboard so we could, have a fader for the volume. We could maybe have a couple of additional sound effects there. That'd be fantastic, Elon. Thank you. That would be great.
Yeah, they have a thing. As soon as, you can have the music, and then as soon as the main person starts talking, the music goes off.
Ah.
As far as I understand.
I didn't realize that. Okay. So if a co-host starts talking, maybe that's because I think I said something. I don't know if it was picked up or.
Yeah, you said something. You were fine. Yeah, but when a co-host starts saying stuff, that's when the music goes off. It looks like.
Good thing we.
That's worth
good
knowing.
Thing we still have these.
Oh, where do we get these from? Is the only co-hosts get these things?
Take the soundboard away from Sam.
That's me. That's me. Actually, you.
I'm not allowed. I'm just a lowly speaker.
You know what happens if I get the sound effects here? Oh, there's the red button. I better get that ready, Paul.
Yeah.
Red button.
Price alert for BNB. That sounded.
Hey,
like.
So
no, that's when I talk too much and I want to spill a secret. Cody puts that on and he won't let me talk anymore. Yeah, see? Yeah.
Yeah, we all need one of those, just the general day-to-day stuff, Paul. Gonna get one on WhatsApp as well.
I know, right?
Okay, so listen, I guess we can get started. We've got I'm sure more people will join as we go. So firstly, yeah, it's been a little while. We are all working hard, we promise. No one is lying on a beach. Everything, all the utilities that we're building are real. Some of the FUD is literally like they don't exist. I'm like, can you imagine the amount of work we'd have had to put into like making videos to fake these things? It'd be easier to actually build the utilities than to create fake videos of them. But no, everything is going well. Now we know that like in a perfect world, everything would be launched by now. But obviously, again, we've seen this capitulation in the markets. I suspect, like most people in this room, I am a long term believer in crypto. So for me, I have almost zero emotion these days when the price moves around, even though I obviously have a lot at stake personally, like I know everybody else does. So I'm not concerned about short term pricing. Short term pricing isn't something that we can control at all in reality. Like when BNB falls, for people who don't know, our liquidity is tied to BNB. We're going to get dragged down. We've also had whales. We've basically gone our main whale, who had 50 trillion tokens, which was over 10% of circulating supply, now has 3.6 trillion tokens. And for me, that is probably the best thing that's happened in the last few months, because that has taken away an individual who had the ability to kill our project. Now there's no wallet out there that can really do us any damage. So it has been a little bit stressful because obviously we did an over the counter deal with him. We did brilliantly with that deal. We got loads of tokens for our staking contract. We made a profit on it. It didn't cost the project anything. And then he decided that he wanted to sell anyway. And we've seen that again. Another whale dumped the other day. They didn't just sell their EverGrow, they sold everything. So again, if we now look at our holders chart, it's incredibly healthy now. The pre-sale, which as I think you guys know, I wasn't involved in launching the project. I got involved a sort of 7 to 10 days after it was launched. The pre-sale has left us, or did leave us, quite vulnerable, because I don't think people predicted just how far and how quick EverGrow could go, and it did leave us vulnerable with people holding these very significant size wallets. So time has fixed that problem for us. And again, we've been in a bear market for 95% of our existence. We existed for, was it 6 to 8 weeks, or something like that, before the top of the market? So 6 to 8 weeks, everyone was having a great time. Ever since then, we've been in a bear market. So the fact that we're all still here, we're still super positive, we're well funded. I personally feel great about where we are. I don't really care about the price. I know there are people who are down. Trust me, as one of the biggest holders of this project in the world, I know what it's like to be down. And I'm okay with it because I think the fact that we are here, we are seeing big projects, small projects. We're seeing teams falling apart. We're seeing projects running out of money. I'm telling you, that is not happening to EverGrow, and not on my watch. The team is solid. We're as together as we can possibly be. We are very well funded. Just talking about funding, obviously BNB does affect a proportion of our marketing, but fortunately we have 2/3 of our marketing budget in fiat, effectively in BUSD, which regardless of what happened with Binance, maybe BUSD in the long term we'll need to find solutions for, which we can discuss at some point in a future AMA. But BUSD is still fully backed and audited, so we have no fears over BUSD, and 2/3 of our marketing budget is in BUSD. We have 2,000 BNB in our marketing wallet. Like the BNB that's been generated by the marketing tax has basically never been touched, and it's up to 2,000 BNB like for over a year. So the price fluctuation of BNB doesn't really matter to us because we have at least a year worth of BUSD where we can do everything we need to do. So we can allow that to fluctuate. I'm a long-term bull. Binance aren't going anywhere. BNB isn't going anywhere because it backs thousands of projects, big and small. So it's always going to have demand on it. So in terms of financing, we're in a very good position. Obviously, the fall in BNB has also affected our price. It's been a bit of a perfect storm with price. We've had a couple of whales effectively leave the project, and BNB has fallen. We're still pretty much flat actually over the last few months, whereas BNB is very, very down. So the fact that we're actually flat when we've had 2 significant whales offload on us, and BNB has fallen is kind of positive, to be honest, because it shows that there's still a lot of support in the project, and we know for a fact that many people are just waiting to see these utilities, and we understand that at this stage. We made an active decision a long time ago that we're not going to hype anything anymore. We're not going to market anything effectively until we have products to market. And then we've just got our heads down to build. Speaking of building, let's talk about our utilities. So I'm personally so impressed by LunaSky. I've got really high standards. Oh, let me just turn my sound off there. I've got really high standards. So I was just muting my phone. Should have done that before. And what I've seen LunaSky turn into, especially in the last time I tested it, like a few days ago when I shared the video, is fantastic. I'm so confident now. I'm not going to cover details because Rocket and Cody lead that project. The credit is due to them. But from a user point of view, I love LunaSky. I think it looks beautiful. I think it's fresh, simple to use. It's different to all the other marketplaces out there, which will kind of follow the same structure in terms of how they're laid out. The partnerships for launch are very exciting. If you didn't listen to Steve's space, EverGrow Steve, you should be following him. You've got to go and listen to that space. I always catch up with the space first thing on a Sunday because it's late at night for me. But hearing from Bandroids was amazing. I'm so excited. That is a serious project. You need to go follow them if you're part of the EverGrow family. You know, we support every partner and we expect you guys to support them as well. This is about helping your own investment as much as anything else. But listening to Bandroids has got me so excited about LunaSky and what we can do. So you guys got to go and check them out. This is a serious team who have had their heads down building rather than hyping, and now I think they're ready to explode. And I'm very proud and honored that they've chosen to partner with LunaSky. And they're also going to be doing something to support Lucro as well, which is always optional for creators. So we really appreciate that. All Lucro holders will benefit from that as well. So you've got to go listen to EverGrow Steve's space if you want to find out more about that. It was a really great elevator pitch, really exciting. So very excited to hear more about LunaSky from Rocket and Cody. Staking pretty much ready. It's been quite a long build, but this is a one of a kind staking contract. Now we've always been the world's #1 BUSD rewards token, but we know we need to evolve. We know we need to add more layers to that. I believe we've actually distributed more BUSD than any projects combined, all the other BUSD projects combined. I'm not sure, maybe someone will correct me on that. But what we want to become via our staking program is the #1 rewards token, period. We do not believe that anybody will be able to compete with us on rewards once that innovation goes live. So we have our launch order. So we obviously want to see LunaSky go live first. Then staking will be pretty timed very closely around the launch of Atlas Wallet. Maybe the same day, maybe a couple of days before. So staking is pretty much ready. We're going to get that contract multiple audits. So we're going to get at least 3 audits. It needs to be as secure as possible. But even in the design process, we've ensured it's very secure. We're not going to give away too much about the staking, but you're going to be able to get revenue from the ecosystem. You're going to be able to get EverGrow tokens, and you're going to be able to get other rewards that you aren't expecting just by popping your EverGrow on that staking platform. That'll be super easy to use. So again, not to go into it, but you can just sit there as an EverGrow holder and earn rewards from multiple different tokens. And we have a huge treasury of rewards available. We're going to have other sources of rewards. So the idea as EverGrow holders is you just sit back and your wallet's going to start filling up with all sorts of fun stuff. So that's all I'm going to say about staking right now. But this is what I believe needs to happen to bring EverGrow into the cutting edge of crypto. 2021 is a long time behind us now. Things are evolving, things are changing, and we believe that we will lead the next revolution of rewards, and that's very much going to be via the staking contract. Obviously, what's most important is that everybody feels very comfortable about staking. It's very easy. We don't want anybody to be concerned about security, scratching their heads, as we're going to use 3 different audit companies to audit the staking, so it's 100% safe. And it's going to be the easiest thing you can possibly imagine using, because it's not like going on a platform where they have hundreds of tokens. You're going to go on, you're going to select what percentage or how many tokens you want to stake, and you're going to press the button and you will be staked, and then you will start to see all sorts of fun stuff pop up in your rewards dashboard. Really simple, really intuitive. Lucro Games is obviously a little bonus that we're building. It's probably taken a little bit of a back route, but it's just a little simple volume game thing. So that we don't know when that's going to launch, but it's all planned out, but we just haven't been pushing it forward because it's actually being done by one of the dev teams. We have two global dev teams working for us at the moment, and we just didn't want to take too much resources away from them because obviously we have Atlas and LunaSky being finished off. So we just sort of put a slight hold on it, but everything else is moving forwards. So Lucro Games may take a little bit longer than expected just to ensure that we don't delay anything else anymore. The Objective Reality partnership, anybody who caught up, again, you've got to be following EverGrow, Steve, one of the greatest guys in our whole community doing these amazing AMAs. And even though I don't join them, I always listen to them on a Sunday morning. I very much look forward to it, and the rest of the team support it, which I'm really grateful for. But at my age, I need my beauty sleep. So we had an amazing update from Objective Reality. Those guys are working on some serious stuff, like some huge names. I can't remember what we are, and I'm not allowed to say, so I'm not going to say anything. But some of the potential partnerships, which they said to me were very, very near signature, are kind of mind-blowing names. And if you recall, once LunaSky is launched and running smoothly, that's when we can begin the integration. And I do believe LunaSky will be the first sort of true metaverse NFT platform, which is pretty exciting in itself. And there's so much more we can do with that once the basics are up. Again, I know Bandroids have some amazing ideas for what they can do from a music point of view in the metaverse, and that's certainly something that we can hook those guys up with Objective Reality and create something pretty exciting for everybody. So obviously moving on to the project that I'm most sort of directly involved in, and that's Atlas Wallet. Paul and I just got off a meeting today. So our devs and ourselves are working on a Sunday, which is pretty normal. Atlas is going to be so great. The Chrome extension, we've just had a demo of, because we had a Chrome extension working, and it was kind of similar to like MetaMask and Trust Wallet. And we were like, listen, we don't want to be similar to them. We want to be way, way better than them. So our devs went back to the drawing board. They're giving us that build today to test. And basically the Chrome extension is going to be fully functioning. You're going to be able to do absolutely everything. If you actually use a Chrome extension on Trust Wallet or MetaMask, you'll see it's quite limited. It's not going to be limited. It's going to be exactly the same as the Android and the iOS build. So you're going to be able to do everything you want to be able to do on the Chrome extension. You'll be able to buy with fiat. You're going to be able to swap. You're going to be able to cross-chain swap. You're going to be able to off-ramp for US users, as we said. The final integration that we are working on at the moment, and we expect that to be in the beta within a couple of weeks. We're going to wait. We've got another meeting with the devs tomorrow. Is a real banking solution, effectively, for US residents, because this has been one of the challenges with the SEC. They've just scared everybody in the industry. Now, Paul was a bit reluctant to tweet this out, but Paul did a test. And we don't know if it's the same in every state or every town or whichever bank you go. But Paul did a test with this partner, and he withdrew a good old chunk, a few $1,000s, and it was within his bank in 30 seconds. It was in his bank account, his US bank account, in US dollars. It's crazy.
Let me
update us, Paul.
Let me expand on this just a little bit. So Sam is correct. So I've been using it for the past couple months, actually. And it started where it took a day, and then it kept getting faster. And now the other day I did, I think, like 3,000. It got into my bank account for use before I got the notification email. So I was thinking maybe my bank account was getting used to what I was using. And so I went and got a family member and signed them up, took 2 minutes, imported their bank account and connected my wallet and did a off-ramp with withdrawal. And same thing, 20, 30 seconds the money, and it was over $1,000. It got into their account, into their account before I got the notification email that the transfer had been made. That's
for us, this is, we talked about our utility solving problems, and this is low cost as well. If you think about all these solutions that are costing people 4, 5, 6%, this is crazy. Like this is working this quickly, and at a low cost. And we've although we have different solutions for Europe and other countries. For us to solve this problem for the USA is insanely positive, because the USA is a huge market. It's by far our biggest market. And I have to emphasize, we will be their first integration. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if other wallets come along afterwards, which is why we keep a lot of stuff close. But again, we got first mover advantage here. People are going to be frustrated with their existing solutions, Trust Wallet, MetaMask, etc. And something I don't even know if we've talked about this, but US residents will be able to pay their bills in crypto direct from Atlas Wallet, set them up on direct debit. Is that an accurate description, Paul?
Yeah, so it's basically, so let's say you got your water bill. You basically got to put in information for the water bill, your phone bill, whatever it is, and then it'll pop up actually on there. It'll recognize what it is, and then you can actually pay that bill directly with crypto. You don't have to cash it out to currency first and then pay it. Literally, all that's done in the background. All that's done in the background. So you can just off ramp your crypto, pay the bill. It'll tell you how much it is right there, which is very cheap, and just pay that bill. Now, I suspect it's not exactly perfect. Maybe if you live in a weird part of the country and you're using a utility that's no one's ever heard of, or something like a company that's no one ever heard of, maybe that doesn't pop up. But it's pretty accurate. I've been using it, and everything I've entered in comes up.
So this is what we're talking about. Like, this links to marketing as well, and we'll talk about marketing now. So as you can see, we're pretty excited by Atlas. Marketing. People think marketing is just advertising. Okay, that's a misconception. Marketing actually starts at inception. At the very beginning of a roadmap or a product, this is where marketing starts. And to be honest, in crypto, I believe this is where this is where a lot of projects doom themselves to failure on the very first day they conceptualize their offering. And it doesn't matter how hard they work from then on or how good their products are. So you obviously have to identify a need. So with Atlas Wallet, we've identified numerous problems with crypto, the high fees, poor support. This goes across with LunaSky as well, the same approach, trying to solve all these problems, difficulty in transacting with wallets, difficulty, or crypto in general, difficulty with on-ramping and off-ramping. So, the first step in marketing is choosing your product. So, for us, most projects assume that their target customer base are their holders. So they'll call it EverGrow Wallet, and their holders will use it. And it doesn't really need to be innovative. It doesn't need to solve problems. It can just be a white label product that they're because they know that their users are going to download it. But what happens then is that they die due to a lack of growth. Because if you can only market something to your holders, you create this vicious cycle, because you can't create any value for your holders outside them. And this is where you've killed your project on the very first day that you name your utility after your project, for example. So EverGrow, we identify the entire crypto market and beyond as our customer base for every utility we get involved in. This is marketing, guys. This gives us unlimited potential growth. But then if you're not solving a new problem, you can't infiltrate a new audience. So, we know that the EverGrow fan will download our products and use them. But even they'll get a bit frustrated if they're not solving problems. But we definitely won't get anyone outside of EverGrow to use our product if we're not solving a problem beyond Trust Wallet, for example. This is, again, no excuses, but this is why things are taking longer with EverGrow. We are doing everything from scratch. If you wanted a wallet that was just like Trust Wallet, we could have launched that in 3 months, and called it EverGrow Wallet, and it would be a failure by now. We'd have nowhere to go, because it doesn't solve any problems. No one's gonna be interested in it. People would rather just use Trust Wallet because doesn't improve above that. So this is our why. The inception of the idea is where marketing starts. Okay, so and then marketing. Look, let's talk about marketing in the more traditional sense people understand. It's advertising. I think the last few months has been the final nail in the coffin of traditional crypto marketing. Everything that worked in 2021 and the first half of 2022 has lost all credibility. What we saw in the meme rally was every single influencer shilling not just one token, but 20 tokens a day, because every token paid them $500 for a tweet or $1,000 for a tweet. So they've completely, that's dead now. If you think that you can just go and pay an influencer and your price is gonna go up, just look what's happening in crypto right now. There are huge influencers backing projects in our space, and their market cap has not moved. Their market cap is down 90% like everybody else's or more. So PooCoin ads, all this stuff. And again, EverGrow have tried it. Look, I've run successful companies for 20 years, and I've personally, in my own pocket, spent probably around $1 million on marketing just from my own pocket. And a lot of that has been testing stuff. If you don't test something and see it fails for yourself or succeeds, you're never going to know the answer. So, yes, we've done these things, but we've not bankrupted the project to do them. We've done them on a very limited basis to see if they have any impact. And for me, that stuff doesn't work. And in my businesses before EverGrow, I think the most I spent to test a marketing campaign was 200,000 euros. And after 6 months, we had no results from it. And then we started getting results through. So, it can take time. It depends. Like marketing is something that you do have to make mistakes in. But what I have seen over the last year is that we need to rethink how to market in this space now. I believe that, seeing all these ICOs every day, seeing all these influencers every single day flip to a new project, they've lost all their credibility. And they've lost all their value. The same with adverts, banners. It's all white noise now. You go on PooCoin, it's white noise. You're not going to click those banners anymore. You might have done in 2021, but it's all dead. It's all white noise. So for us, the reason we don't talk about our specific marketing plans is because everything we've ever done in crypto has been copied every time. And it's happened to me outside of crypto with my previous companies. And I'm not saying this to boast. I'm saying it because it may give people some confidence to know that I've ran campaigns for a previous company that won Europe's #1 financial services marketing award. And we were up against billion-pound companies, billion-euro companies in 27 countries. And 2 years in a row, we won the marketing awards by innovating, by being aggressive in the right way, by doing things that weren't just a cliche. And the judges recognized that even though we were a very small company, what we achieved through our budget and through our efficient marketing was actually far more than those companies who were spending millions on marketing achieved. And we're going to do the same with EverGrow. We're going to take the same approach. Crypto is about community. If you understand that crypto is about community, then you understand that rather than trying to capture a single customer through inefficient marketing like a banner or an influencer, what you should try to do is capture entire communities. Okay, that's about as much as I'm going to say. But our approach to marketing for LunaSky and for Atlas is about capturing entire communities in one go. And if you capture a community, say for a wallet, you may have 10,000 new users by the end of that week. How could you advertise to get 10,000 people on PooCoin ads or Twitter ads when half the people are bots and you have to capture one person at a time? So we're going to do what we've always known to do. We're going to embrace communities. We're going to offer service beyond anybody. Regardless of the issues that EverGrow have had, I believe we have had the best customer service of any crypto in history. We have dedicated, so much resource and time and energy and effort to ensuring that we look after everyone, whether they've got $10 worth of EverGrow or $1 million. If they've got a question or they need help with something, like our managers will sit down and chat to them. Cody, Rocket, Paul will literally sit and help one individual with a problem in their wallet. And then we have a whole team below that of fantastic people who do the same. And we manage that when the market was at its busiest and when it isn't. And we're going to take that same ethos into, LunaSky, embracing projects, looking after them, nurturing them, helping them through their journey. This isn't about, we've been critical of OpenSea over the last few days. It's because they just exploit everybody who has anything to do with them. They exploit their users by all these crappy celebrity NFTs. Every C, B class celebrity launched an NFT project. Everyone knows there's no value in those projects. Like why would you want, I don't know, an Anthony Hopkins NFT? Why? No offense, Anthony Hopkins is a great guy, but why would you want an 80-year-old why would you want to buy an NFT off an 80-year-old? All that was to generate fees for OpenSea. That was the only reason. There was no value. There was no project behind it. We're not going to tolerate that nonsense. We're going to, we're going to look for great projects who have business plans, who very much intend to return value to their communities, and we're going to embrace those projects. And when we embrace those projects and treat those projects right, we get the communities. We get an entire community, so we don't have to advertise on a billboard to get one person driving past to sign up to LunaSky. And that's going to be the same with Atlas as well. So that's marketing. So I've talked quite a bit, but you haven't heard from me for a little while. So that's a kind of update on where we are with everything. In terms of timelines, Cody and Rocket could talk about LunaSky. Atlas is, as I said, we're adding one more chain, which again is a big move on a community. We have an insider track to a huge crypto community that's very neglected, and we're in the process of adding them. I believe will be the first wallet to fully integrate that chain, which I think will be a big deal. Again, very similar approach. It's about embracing entire communities in one go rather than having to win users over individually. So please understand, when you ask us about marketing, you're not going to see the stuff that we might have done a year ago. It's just not going to be the case anymore. There is far more value and efficiency to us using our resources to doing it in a far more efficient way. So so Atlas, as you can probably tell, it's not ready. It's not like a couple of weeks away, but it's I know we're aggressively aiming for this quarter. And LunaSky, I think probably best for me just to pass over now to Cody and Rocket, and they can tell us all about LunaSky.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much, Sam. Great information. Thank you so much for sharing. Hello, everyone. Yes, LunaSky time. So, wow, what a journey, huh, Rocket?
Yeah, tell me about it. It's been wild. Absolutely
Oh,
wild.
my goodness. Yeah, and it's kind of like a flash in the pan, too. It's been a very long time, but at the same time, it's, on both sides of that table, it feels like a flash in the pan to a degree. Before we get into any updates, I want to start out just by saying what we've all kind of been seeing on Twitter the past day or two. LunaSky is absolutely built by creators for creators, 100%. We will always put the creators and the community first. That is LunaSky's primary objective. That being said, we're happy to give you all an update about where things are. Managing the build of LunaSky has been very hands-on for us. Rocket and I meet with the developers every day. We have for several months. We personally oversee the development of the platform. We're proud to announce that we are at the final stages. Wouldn't you say so, Rocket?
Yeah, I mean, we're just about there.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
close.
We are literally right there.
Give us some details. We want details.
Yeah. Yeah, details. Let's talk about first things first. That being said, let's maybe go into a few numbers, right? So, about a month ago, we had an internal bug bash. That lasted for several days. The data collected from that user acceptance testing was really invaluable. It really helped to get this build to where it is now, which is right at the finish line. So, very happy to be able to say that out loud. Big thank you from all of us to all the people involved that have tested it and been there when we've asked them to do things and helped us along the way. So thank you so much to everyone that has tested it. There have been over, 300 items completed in the life cycle of the build. What's really interesting, though, is that really doesn't scratch the surface of how many actual items make up this type of platform, does it, Rocket?
Yeah, it's so much more complex than anyone would have thought, right? Just it seems straightforward, right? Just buying an NFT, but good grief, so much goes into it.
Yeah, and that's an understatement. Of course, there are like a ton of structural elements that go into building the platform, and Gosh, the list is pretty infinite. You know, in regard to like a lot of the front end UI and just functionality stuff, those are predominantly the items that, you know, we're referring to here. So it's awesome to look back at that now and say, okay, cool. There are 300 plus items in the done category. I think the best part of all of this, and tell me what you think about this, Rocket, is really the past 2 weeks of the build.
Yeah, it feels like it accelerated pretty dramatically starting about 2 weeks ago. So once you knock out a lot of those larger items, it's really just rapid fire through these small little tweaks. And yeah, the progress has just been lightning fast over, yeah, just about the last 2 weeks. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it really has. I think it's been my favorite part is the last 2 weeks because we're really seeing those larger
Mm.
components finally come to resolution, you know, or completion. And like
Satisfying.
Rocket was
It's
saying,
very satisfying.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%. So, you know, we're finalizing the last things now. There are less than 10 items left to address. There it is, right? So the remaining 10 are mostly structural elements like finalizing the help center page and just linking its FAQs and user guides to our you know, support messaging portal, or Lisa, as many of you know it. Implementing UI for the manual migration so users can migrate their collections from the beta if they choose. We'll get into that. Well, actually, Rocket, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about the support messaging, who Lisa is, how it works, maybe elaborate about the migration process too?
Yeah, sure. So Lisa is the going to be the LunaSky, virtual support assistant. Cody's been just really doing a phenomenal job getting all of the FAQs and help center items together. It's really tough to do that until everything is completed, right? So we couldn't really have done that a month ago because we didn't know exactly where every single button was going to be, what every single menu item is going to be. And we're finally at that point where everything's relatively concluded structurally there. So we can start to put together a really workable and usable FAQ and user guide. And you'll be able to just, have a conversation with Lisa, ask her what you want, and she'll direct you to the appropriate page on the guide. If the guide is insufficient, Lisa, of course, will be able to route you to one of the on-hand staff. It's either, myself, Cody, or any of the folks working customer service. Um, yeah, I don't think there's any marketplace that I've seen that really is going to be taking that much care into making sure that the process is really as seamless as possible for folks, just to make it easy.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rocket, why did you name it Lisa?
That was the code name when I was testing it. So, funny story. Initially, I was building this as a purely AI conversation bot. But the challenge with the current state of AI is that it's too easy to kind of jailbreak and exploit these AI language models. And so I had to kind of pivot a bit until the tech gets there. But I was having folks test the Lisa bot as a fully functioning AI. And Lisa just kind of stuck. And the image for Lisa is actually something I made a long time ago. And yeah, for some reason I just felt it fit.
Yeah, that's great. Love it. You know, I think it's awesome. And I just love the aspect of how that's evolved too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like when Rocket first put together the Lisa bot, there was a specific there's a specific path you were working on, getting this built
Mm-hmm.
to. You wanted it to, like you said, be AI, but then it turned into, okay, well, we'll train it with bot logic. And now it's even evolved from that point, right? It's because it'll direct people directly to the help center
Exactly.
itself, or get them a live
Mm-hmm.
representative like me or you or anyone that's going to be helping, on the staff. So, what about migration? You want to talk a little bit about migration? How
Let me
users will
just let
have
me just hop in, Cody,
yeah,
before we
go ahead.
just to say, like, just so people can kind of get a little grasp of what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
I know there's some frustration that LunaSky has taken obviously longer than anybody had hoped for, but I hope the community understand the levels that we're trying to push this. This is being launched with features that these multi-billion-dollar platforms do not have.
Mm-hmm.
With AI customer support and all of these things. And again, this is where we want to excel. We don't want people to be scratching their heads about anything on the platform. We want to feel they've got the support. So this side project as such that's Lisa is a huge project in itself. And yeah, I just think it's worth pointing that out, that this isn't an afterthought. This is a huge like element to the platform that's going to make it so much easier for everybody to
Yeah,
use.
absolutely. And when did I first approach you with Lisa? I mean, this has been, man, that was months ago. Yeah,
Oh
I've been
yeah,
working on
this
that for
was
quite a while. It'll continue to evolve, right? I just need you just have to see where the AI tech goes. But yeah, I think it should be a lot of fun.
Well, we have got that outstanding CEO position available if Lisa gets far enough in her
I think
development.
she'd be open to the job, quite frankly.
yeah. She's going to be a healthy
She'll be
candidate
open.
right
She'll be
there.
open
Yeah.
taking the position. Um,
Good
One
stuff.
one
yeah.
one point
Hey,
I want to
Cody.
make really
Oh,
quick.
before anybody panics, I'm
Yeah.
not going anywhere. I'm the chairman of EverGrow. We still have never had a CEO. Before anyone thinks, oh, Sam's leaving. No,
Lisa's
no,
taking over.
honestly,
I'm sorry, Sam. Lisa's coming for you.
that's fine. She'll
I want
take
to.
over the world probably at this rate.
Oh my
Hey, Cody,
goodness.
let me know. Cody, let me know when you're done because I got some questions for you.
Sure. Yeah, I want to just circle back really quick on something Rocket mentioned. He said that it will evolve over time, and that's going to be the same for the
Hmm.
educational content on the platform. That's the whole purpose, right? So the launch is going to have everyone taken care of in the sense of any traditional FAQ they could ask, what is this? What does that mean? What is a bid? What's an offer? What is a mint? What is minting? Or how to mint? How to do this? All of the things they will need to dive right in and start using this platform are already available. Lisa will be trained to assist with that too. And that's the beauty about it, because that will evolve as well over time. There will be additional contents added. A
Hmm.
lot of that may come from customer feedback when everyone out there starts using the platform.
Absolutely.
So those things will evolve as well. Rocket, you want to touch on the migration real quick and just talk about how users will have the option to pick and choose what they may want to migrate over?
Sure. So I guess to start it at the first step of migration. So as a creator, so if you were a creator on the beta, the way it's going to work, and this part of the process is still being built and fleshed out, and I'll be the bearer of bad news here that given all the current events with OpenSea and the urgency to start filling that niche as soon as possible, it is possible that the migration elements may not be available at launch day. It's one of the first priorities, but we'll have to see. But
And let's just
mhm,
emphasize, Rocket, that for anyone who may not have a clue what we're talking about, migration is for the artists
mhm.
who had their collections on the
Yep.
beta version to move them
Yeah.
over. So it's not that there's no limitations in terms of the
Oh no.
launch.
Yeah.
People creating new collections, people using, buying, selling. This is just for people to draw over that
Yeah,
old
this is
data
purely
from
for
the
folks
old
like
platform.
myself who use the beta and have collections there because the just to I guess, start at the ground level with it. So the way that the beta worked, if you created a collection, the collection, quote unquote, existed within the website of LunaSky. But as far as the blockchain was concerned, LunaSky was the only collection. And all the NFTs you were creating were within that LunaSky collection contract. With the final launch of LunaSky coming soon, you're going to be able to take those collections you created and all the NFTs you created in the beta and deploy your own collection contract that you own, right? You'll have a royalties contract that you own and a minting contract that you own for anything further that you want to add to that collection. You'll be able to deploy those, then generate the new NFTs on the ERC 721 standard for your old collection. So you'll own that entire collection now. The new NFTs will then be airdropped to any holders of those NFTs currently. So if you own NFTs from the beta, as soon as the creator completes the migration process, you will be airdropped the new ERC 721 tokens. And so this process is going to happen creator by creator and then collection by collection. So you can paste this, as a creator, however you want to, right? You can choose which collections you want to migrate first, uh, and so forth. But yeah, just want to give you a little bit of insight into that process there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and just to touch on that really quick, the UI aspect of
Hmm.
this, everyone, will be very simple. You'll have a drop in the profile drop down tab. It'll say migrate,
Yep.
and that's where you will select and choose which collections you want to migrate. Maybe you don't want to migrate all your collections over from the beta. Maybe you only want to migrate a few. So you'll have that ability, and I think that's really really cool. And just one thing to echo chamber that Rocket said, I think is very very important for anyone that is only familiar with using the beta, right? um, you're going to actually fully own that now. You're going to own all the contracts
So
for that
important.
collection. Yeah, and what he was saying is previously on an ERC 1155 platform, you didn't really own your own collection. The platform contract owned it. Now you will, and that's a beautiful thing. So really glad to hear about that. Beyond those
Hmm.
things, we're focused on the optimization process and load testing of the platform. So this is one of the final elements too. It's extremely important. Simply put, we just means we want to ensure the platform doesn't crash. Right? There's going to be a lot of heavy traffic, so we're really taking extra steps and measures to address these things. I want to thank some of our helpers too there who have been willing to kind of look at this from an outside perspective. So we have the dev team that works on this. We have some outside sources looking at optimization too. We just want to ensure that when it is launched, that the influx of traffic doesn't cause any problems for the users. Real quick, just touching on a few last points here, and then we can. I think Paul said there were some questions coming. We can definitely address them. A couple of just the build components. I want to reiterate some of this. Most of you have been around, know these things already, but for anyone new, I thought it'd be good to mention the platform will contain all the standard features you'd expect. So our platform fee is 2%. Okay, so that's about as low as it. I think I don't know if anyone's lower out there. There could be somebody, but not that I know of. Rocket, correct me if I'm wrong there.
Well, I
Two
mean,
percent
yeah,
platform.
it doesn't even make sense to compare to OpenSea anymore because they're just irrelevant. They've become irrelevant. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's lower than OpenSea. Let's just say that.
it's lower than OpenSea. It's 2% platform fee. We'll be launching with the option for 5 chains to start: Ethereum, BSC, Polygon, Avalanche, and Chronos. More will come after launch. We can feature project collections on the homepage that we choose. So we'll be happy to feature NFT projects and collections right there. Matter of fact, when you go to the homepage, that is the default section that
Hmm.
loads on the beautiful carousel is feature collections. So right off the bat, you get to see feature collections. Platform analytics will be available for creators, their collections and NFTs. Things like likes, follows, views. A lot of that will tie in to the logic of the carousel. Like, for example, top creators, like how is that calculated? That's the logic I'm referring to there. There'll be multiple ways to sell, just like any traditional platform. You'll be able to list an item for sale. We will start out with English style auctions as well, so you'll be able to do that. The ability to make and accept offers on NFTs, whether those are on sale or not. A couple other cool features too. I mean, delayed reveal. I'll let Rocket elaborate about that, and batch upload. Rocket, you want to elaborate about those two
Yeah, sure.
things?
So if you create a collection that's minting, obviously traditionally ERC 721, it's a blind mint. So you have, let's say, 100 NFTs as part of this collection. Folks can mint them. They don't know which one they're getting. And this is also really important to help folks sell out entire collections because people are more likely to buy more than one if they know there's specific ones they're looking for, it just increases their odds. But once they create a collection, upload their NFTs, they get to choose how that metadata or, the actual descriptions, the images are revealed. So you can have those be revealed either immediately upon mint. So when a user comes on the website and mints one of your NFTs, at that moment he will then know what he won, essentially. You can delay the reveal. So if you're trying to have more of uh, a promoted event around that reveal itself. So if you want to have a reveal party or wait until a certain number are minted before anyone can know what they have, that's going to be an option as well. So that kind of covers the delayed reveal side of it. What was the other bit, Cody?
Yeah, batch
Batch upload,
upload, or
yes.
commonly referred to as
Yeah,
bulk
Bucko,
upload.
my favorite feature. I mean, especially for anyone that's been using the beta over the last year or so. It, if you had a lot of NFTs to upload, doing them one at a time and paying the gas for each one was, just painful. Now you'll be able to upload, you know, 1,000, 2,000 NFTs, 5,000 NFTs in a batch and paying only one gas fee to do that upload. It's awesome.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's very exciting. I know a lot of folks are excited to finally be able to upload large
Hmm.
quantities of their collections, at one
And it's
time.
easy. It's
Um,
relatively easy. I mean, we have two different ways to go
yeah,
about it, and I've spoken in detail about a couple of those, but it's pretty straightforward. And of course, between Lisa, the help guide, and all of us here, we're always here to help out if you have questions.
absolutely. There's some really informative information on the
Hmm.
website in that exact section about the two different options. It explains it to you. It walks you through it. That stuff is also tied in, of course, like Rocket said, through Lisa and the Help Center. So yeah, we're going to be there for you to help with that. I think it's extremely important, especially in this time right now with everything going on out there in the NFT marketplace world, to say that we absolutely support creator royalties. That will never, ever change. You will be able to enforce creator royalties 100%. Rocky, you want to touch on that for a
Oh man,
second?
I might take up too much of the call. Yeah, so the short version of for anyone that's not been paying attention to current events, so uh, OpenSea used to be the Goliath, right? They were the largest NFT marketplace. They got all the volume. No one really used anything else unless it was like a niche, chain specific marketplace. Then Blur came out with their marketplace, which was geared specifically towards high frequency trading. Their whole business model pretty much tanked NFTs because it encouraged a lot of farming of buying and selling just to earn their token. Um, it caused an issue because then they made it completely optional. And of course, optional means no one's going to do it in terms of paying out royalties to creators. So these high frequency traders were not paying any royalties, they weren't paying any fees, and they were just trading NFTs back and forth, just wash trading to churn volume. OpenSea then started a program where if you wanted to get royalties on your collection on OpenSea, you would first have to integrate their code into your contract so that it would block marketplaces like Blur and what have you from being able to trade those NFTs and not pay royalties, which really OpenSea never cared about the royalties. They just wanted to make sure you were using OpenSea and not any of them. And so it was pretty anti-competitive. It was a terrible, terrible idea. And then just recently they decided that they're scrapping that program and they're going to make royalties optional also, which means there will be no royalties. And any project that went through that painful migration, I mean, there's reports of ones that have paid, tens of thousands of dollars to be compliant with OpenSea's filters for that to earn royalties there. Now just wasted their money, and they're in the same spot they would have been if they hadn't. And they have to migrate their collections over now to expand to those other marketplaces that they blocked because they integrated OpenSea's code. It's terrible. So yeah, so on in short, on LunaSky, collections will be created with royalty contracts attached, and any trading that happens on LunaSky will honor those royalty contracts and a royalty contract made elsewhere. So as long as the royalty contract is done to the standard, which it would have been, you will be able to trade on LunaSky and have royalties properly paid out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And I love that. And we believe that that is so important. I mean, creators deserve the right to be paid. So if you want to set a royalty on an NFT that's being sold, you deserve to receive those funds on the secondary market sales every time. You know what I love too about this, real quick, and I don't want to take up too much longer here, but I love that you can set a one-time royalty on the mint if you want, and or you can set an ongoing royalty on the secondary market sale, or both. And I love that. You can even go back and change these two things and create a new mint contract or royalty contract and upload additional NFTs to the same collection. So simply put, there you could upload 10 NFTs to a collection. You could create the mint and royalty contracts for those first 10 uploads. And then you say, well, I'd like to add 10 more NFTs to this collection. However, I think I want to change maybe one of the royalty addresses, or maybe I want to add an address to a one-time royalty for the mint. you can absolutely go in and do that, which is fantastic, and I just love that, So uh, now, one other thing we'll go into here, just quickly, a couple of unique features, right? We've spoke a little bit about them. Those are all the standard features that you should expect to have on the marketplace. So some of our unique features, of course, one of which we've spoken about, obviously live customer support messaging, the integration of Lisa, and being able to reach a live representative 24/7. Um, we're so excited about that. It's so important to us because, again, the mission statement of LunaSky is to take care of the creators in the community first and foremost. So of course, Lucro integration. Everyone that's been around is familiar with that and excited. I mean, obviously, be able to buy, mint, and sell using Lucro. That ties into something really interesting because Lucro is our ecosystem token. I'm going to let Rocket touch on one of the other unique features that I'm personally very, very excited about.
Yeah,
Rocket?
so this isn't something we've spoken about before, and I'm really nervous to talk about it because, there's always a risk that it gets copied pretty quickly. But I think we're close enough to where I'm not too worried about it. Um, but obviously, if you trade with Lucro, you're going to have that platform fee discount. There's always going to be a benefit to using Lucro on Luna Sky because you're going to pay lower fees. Now, going back to our whole marketing plan, which involves bringing communities into Luna Sky, because, like Sam was saying, you can market to one person at a time, or you can grab, 20,000 in one go. And it all comes down to attracting communities. Um, One thing that's been happening over the last year or so is a lot of these NFT communities have started to deploy their own tokens for use in their future utilities. The big challenge is, like we've seen in crypto, is that building is hard, takes a long time. And while they have the plans for utility, they may not have any utility yet. What we're going to be offering certain communities is the ability to make Luna Sky their utility. What we're going to be able to do is, for example, let's say community A, has their own token. Their users will be able to trade, mint, buy, sell on Luna Sky with their own utility token. Now, they won't be getting the platform fee discount. That's going to be exclusive to Lucro and only available to Lucro. But we're going to be able to essentially be these communities' first utility. And yeah, really excited about that.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I'm very excited about that too. And just to circle back on the incentive to use Lucro, the platform fee discount. So platform fee is 2%. If you use Lucro, the platform fee is 0.5%. So, and there are some other unique features that we decided to not reveal just yet, but yeah. So we will at launch reveal a couple of additional unique features that exist as well on the platform. After the launch, the work doesn't stop. We have several items to integrate right off the bat post launch. So we're really excited about those. And we really, really are looking forward to all the user feedback. So please continue to send in feedback and suggestions once you start using the platform. That's going to be very, very important for us. So we're looking forward to those things. We want to encourage everyone to do that. And in closing, yeah, I mean, we're super excited to get this into everyone's hands. So thank you to everyone that's helped along the way. And a special thanks to the community, of course, for your continued support. We're right there, everyone. The time is now.
Well, that's an amazing update. I think people can't underestimate the value that these unique features bring, especially in terms of our overall marketing plan and how we are trying to attract entire communities at a time rather than trying to attract individual users. The a project's ability to to offer their own token within Luna Sky is possibly the most mind blowing reveal that I don't think it's probably necessarily going to sink in straight away to people, but this is going to make Luna Sky the most attractive marketplace for projects with their own token by far. So amazing update, guys, and hopefully again we know there's impatience and there's when. The fact that there were over 300 items on the on the fixed list or the to-do list, and now we're down to a handful. Although we're not going to give an exact date, hopefully that shows you just how far we've come and how close LunaSky now is to launching. So, and as I said earlier, we are going to stick with that original promised timeline, with LunaSky being the first, and then staking and wallet following on behind. That's going to be the order. Obviously, Lucro Games, just not so sure. Just depends how quickly that comes about. But that's just a little bonus utility that we've thrown in anyway. So I think we'll pass to Paul now, if Paul wants to make any comments, and then he can open up for, let's say, 20 minutes or so of community questions.
Yeah, that was my first thing I wanted to say. Anyone with any questions, please request right now. While I ask Cody a couple questions. We only have one right now, so anybody that has anything you want to say, comment, please come up and request right now. And when you come up to the stage, please don't talk until I call on you. Thanks. Cody, can you give, like, I think a month or two ago, you also said, we've all said this, that, oh, we're right around the corner. Can you give us some specific things that, that are on the Q&A, the list, like the list of 300, that would come up when you almost thought you were done? And then, like, giving a specific example of, like, what went wrong, like the profile picture not show up, this, that, whatever, like, exactly what these end problems that you were facing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I understand the question. So
yeah, because people are like, they're out there, they're not sure about how development works. Like, we're seeing it up front and personal, but they don't realize the development of just, change this one thing doesn't just take 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That's exactly what I was going to touch on. So development, simply put, is like whack-a-mole. You know what I mean? Like you remember the game whack-a-mole? The heads pop up, you got to whack them, another one pops up. It literally feels like that, everyone. So the interesting thing is, like, for example, let's take, I'll make a specific point on one. Wallet Connect, right? Everybody knew there was a Wallet Connect V2 upgrade that caused some issues. So, for example, we got the connection issue resolved, right, on our side, but then it caused an anomaly with something else. So little things like that pop up occasionally. And that's what makes it difficult to develop, because a lot of people think, oh, well, why can't they just build it? There's a list of things to build. They build it, they check it off. Okay, well, that's just on the surface, right? But then there's all these components and factors underlying that are interconnected with those types of things. So you integrate one thing, or you resolve one thing, you have to be very careful, because unknown factors can rise to the surface at that point. And that's what happens a lot of time in development. You're constantly kind of battling that fine line of adding the required features, making sure they function, and making sure something else doesn't break in the process, because that kind of thing happens. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question. If not, we're happy to elaborate. What else you got?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud
I
and
just
clear.
changed mics because it wasn't allowing me to bring up people for some reason. So,
Rocket, do you want to add on to that?
Man, Wall Connect was the the most annoying, and even then, right? So there's still challenges with the most recent version of Wall Connect.
Yeah.
It's very painful to build for, very painful. Things
Yeah,
like
we were
like
battling
Trust
the
Wallet.
disconnect.
So Trust Wallet is just incredibly uncooperative with the new Wall Connect. It's very difficult to get them to work together.
yeah, and I think I signed on one time, and like my profile picture didn't pop up, and then I would type in, EverGrow Paul, and it would take me to my previous account, and I couldn't make a new account. Just little stuff like that, guys. It just pops up, and those little things, imagine 300 of them,
Yeah.
but everything
Yeah.
is working great, and they're right near the end. So, okay, EverGrow Love, thanks for waiting.
No, not a problem. Hey, first off, much love to everybody. Been around since pretty much the beginning. Been through all the pains and struggles with y'all. I just got a couple questions. One, these AMAs are freaking awesome. Is there any chance, first, on maybe doing this once a month, or at least every couple months, so it's planned out? And the second one I have is, I know we just announced the Bandroids partnership. Are there any other partnerships that we might be able to give to the public now, or is it something we're still holding on?
Yeah, if I may, I'll jump in real quick. Yeah, so in the last point, yeah, there are other partnerships that will start to kind of trickle out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so with AMAs, I think what we didn't want to do was just do them for the sake of it. Steve does a great AMA every week, which the management team attend. When we do these AMAs, we want to make sure that we're not just repeating stuff or doing it for the sake of it. So as much as we know how much they're appreciated, um, I think scheduling a regular one isn't necessarily that productive. I would imagine that the next AMA we do will be the LunaSky launch AMA when you're all together for the launch. If that helps people try to predict timing wise, and then I suspect we'll probably do one a few weeks after that, and then we'll obviously do AMAs around staking and things like that. So I think it's better to do AMAs when there's specific developments, because you guys know that right now, it's heads down, developing, just trying to get these products finished. So if we did an AMA, look, I mean, obviously, I think we very much expect LunaSky to be launched before we would need to do another AMA, if that makes sense, if you're talking about doing a monthly AMA. So the next AMA will hopefully be sooner than that, and it will be around the launch of LunaSky. So we always try and do AMAs when there's specifics. And this AMA was kind of community requested because a lot of time has passed. I think once things start moving quicker and quicker, which we anticipate over the next few weeks, there's going to be regular AMAs anyway, just because so much is happening. And when we have new partnerships, when we have partner projects for Atlas, there's just going to be a whole flow of these things. So I think for now, the next AMA will be LunaSky launch. And then once LunaSky is live, there's going to be lots of projects you want to talk to our community. There's going to be a whole flow of LunaSky AMAs. There's going to be a whole flow of Atlas Wallet AMAs. Then we're going to have EverGrow AMAs. You guys will be sick of AMAs once everything's live. So I hope that kind of answers the question on the scheduling of AMAs. But genuinely, in the future, there's going to be so many AMAs because of what we have planned around the marketing.
Yeah, guys, it's really hard. If it's doing once a month, saying the same thing over and over again, and then next the message gets stale, and then people stop showing up. Khalid, you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, hi. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I just have 3 suggestions. At first, I'm the EverGrow staking, just to differentiate it from the other staking, because everybody out of the community, they would think it's similar to any staking. And as far as I understand, it's a totally different program. So why don't we just change the name from EverGrow staking to something like, for example, like EverGrow reward program or something like that? Apart from that, another suggestion, just a question.
Let's do one at a time. Let's do one at a time.
Okay.
Hang on one second.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's a decent suggestion, but I just feel that the word staking is kind of known across crypto, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll discuss it for sure, but I don't think I think most people in crypto know what staking means, and it may confuse people if it is a staking contract that if we call it something else. What's your next question, Khaled?
Okay, the next suggestion, actually, I'm asking if there is a chance that we can, or EverGrow actually can acquire Objective Reality, since we have a huge partnership with them, and it has a huge and potential future. So is there any chance that EverGrow can acquire the whole company, which is Objective Reality?
Well, I think the short answer is no. Objective Reality have already raised over a 4 million valuation. I suspect that once they sign these commercial partnerships, that value will be far higher than that. So it wouldn't be a realistic thing for us to do.
Okay, the last one now, as you know, there will be in September 23rd, I guess, in Dubai, an exhibition for crypto. So why don't we have a kiosk or a stall there, just to kind of awareness for EverGrow, and we hire. It's not necessarily maybe if one from the management can come. If not, at least someone can take care of it, and we hire two promoters. Just at least gives good awareness about the EverGrow, and I think it's a good time.
I think look, I mean, obviously coming from other industries, I've done trade shows before, financial services, etc., etc. Generally, you don't get much bang for the buck because, again, this goes back to our previous conversation about marketing. When you have a stall at a trade show, you are literally trying to sell to individual people. That is not a scalable business. The whole point of crypto is that you can sell to 1 million people in one go, rather than a handful of people who maybe walk past your stall. And it's just not a good use of resources to, my experience of that kind of thing is you might get 5 people and it might cost $10,000 to $15,000. It just wouldn't be an efficient use of our money. We have got some pretty exciting ideas, not just sort of small ideas at this stage, which I think can really build into something very exciting. Because again, I've through my previous company, we did actually run financial conferences that were very, very successful, and there may be something very special that we can do with LunaSky in that field, embracing multiple NFT communities. So the idea of doing something like that, we have bigger ambitions than to be a little stall at one of these events. Let's just say I won't say any more than that for now, because this is something that would be, it's maybe 6 to 12 months in the future. But we have some pretty exciting ideas for on the ground events that can put our utilities on the map to large number of people.
Thank you, Khaled. Appreciate your questions. Brains Bros, you want to unmute yourself?
Brain Bros, good to see you. I remember when you had a different name.
Hey, sorry. I always find the time when my phone screen goes off and then I have to turn it on, do the unlock code, come in, and then unmute. So thanks for your patience, and thanks for the space. Let me close the door so it's not so loud. Yeah, this is awesome. Like, I was running around a lot earlier, so I started listening to the space, and then I literally dozed off while listening. So I'll have to listen later to catch the gap that I missed. But everything I've heard, I'm so enthusiastic about. My birthday is next month on the 17th. And so thank you all for making this whole new V2 marketplace just for me for my birthday. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to. That was so thoughtful. I'm just kidding.
You're welcome.
And I'm just so ready to rock all of these new changes that y'all are talking about, because I've had some things I wanted to mint for a while and some ideas, and I'm excited to debut them with y'all, with LunaSky. So really appreciative of the work you guys do behind the scenes. And I don't even know if I had a question other than just showing appreciation. That's all.
Hey, thank you so much. Happy early birthday to you, Brain Bros. Always good to hear from you, my friend. You've been around for a long time. Really looking forward.
I went by Noise 917 before, so
we're really looking forward to seeing your art, my friend. So we can't wait to see it.
All right, y'all keep rocking it.
Appreciate it. That means a lot to us. Christopher.
Hello, Sam. These are good, interesting informations. But one thing I would like to ask, because I read already on Discord in the same moment, for the people in Discord, I would like to ask, do you think the Atlas wallet will be in Q3 released?
So can you repeat the last part of that question?
Do you think Atlas Wallet will be released in Q3?
Yes, as it was in the beginning, because many people I see again asked on Discord, so I ask for them.
Yeah, and I replied to someone the other day, and they said my reply was a little bit vague. I can't remember, I used some word. So look, the thing about Atlas Wallet is it's basically ready and working. Like apart from a couple of basic bugs. So the things that we are waiting to finish before we release it are this final chain and getting their tokens onto the swap. There is a reason why that wasn't on the original scope, but I'm not going to go into details. Don't want to give too much away. And the thing that's going to be for the US residence, which is basically going to be a banking tab for this kind of direct off ramp to banking. So those are basically the two things that are being built. The devs kind of give an Elon Musk response when we say, well, how long will they take? And they always say 2 weeks for everything. So that's basically it now. And I think, in my introduction, I explained why, little things like that. We're not adding anything else at this stage, by the way, as much as we'd love to. We're not going to add anything else. That's it now. That's the scope closed. So we don't just keep pushing it down the road. But for us, it's there's no reason why by the end of this month, those integrations may not already be in beta. And then it just depends, then we've got September basically to make sure they're working well and launch. So it'd be lovely to be able to launch it for the birthday and all of this stuff. I think it's very, very, very possible, but until we actually have those things working on iOS on test flight, then we don't know. But I don't want to miss that deadline. So then the compromise would be: do we leave off this chain, or do we leave off the US off ramp so that we can launch Atlas on our birthday, for example? Because Atlas could be launched easily this quarter. Yes, short answer: it could easily be launched this quarter. It's a great wallet already. But we really would like to get these two things live for the launch. So it's one of those things where obviously we said we were very, very certain everything would be Q3, and it can be Q3, like no problem. We could probably launch Atlas in 10 days if we wanted to. But it's whether we can squeeze in these last two features, which I think will be very, very significant for Atlas within that time frame. How significant it would be to have Atlas launch on our birthday, for example, which I think is a realistic thing that we could plan. And again, it comes down to the impact, and again, it comes down to marketing. I believe you get like one chance to capture people with a new product. People have been using Trust Wallet for 2 or 3 years. They will give Atlas one go, and if we've got something unique in there that holds on to them and prevents them going back to Trust Wallet, then it was worth an extra week of development or whatever it might be. So we're super close to that deadline on everything, and it will come. I think it will come down to the team going, how significant is this date? 25th of September, 2-year birthday, that we basically have got everything live by that date. Is it worth missing out on one of these two features, for example? If we came down to that decision, then maybe we'd I don't know, maybe we'd launch and hold off on marketing or something along those lines, just until we had the next thing ready 2 weeks later. So a bit of a long answer, but as you can tell, it's kind of it's in our hands when we launch Atlas Wallet. But launching anything at any time always means sacrificing something else. It's the same with LunaSky. The guys are already got their wish list lined up for the next iteration. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, no more innovations, no more cool features, because a cool feature can come along every day of the week and you want to add it. But and we want the launches to be amazing. We want people to be blown away on the first day they use it. And it's that sort of sacrifice between getting it launched for a particular date and having just one more feature. It's very hard to resist that just one more feature thing. But we're not adding any more features to Atlas. So it's just whether we can squeeze in those two before, because obviously a hugely significant date for everybody will be our birthday on the 25th of September. And yeah, maybe that'll be the defining thing for Atlas Wallet.
Okay, AAP.
Hi, all. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, team, for the work you guys are doing. It's amazing. I have two quick questions. For the staking, AGC staking, will there going to be a 5% tax when you stake the tokens? Like Lucro had 1% when you stake it. In my opinion, that's not great. I know the EGC contract need to be changed, but as the staking is in development, maybe the team can avoid that 5% tax when you stake the tokens. And will there be delay in migrating EverGrow NFT from beta to the LunaSky? That's the two questions. And thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for the work you guys are doing. Never lost faith, and I
Thanks,
can see that in
thanks
my
so much.
yeah.
No, so with the taxes, all will be revealed on the staking, but we appreciate that it would not be viable if people had to pay those taxes. That's all we can say for now. But we've got it all covered. Guys, in terms of the EverGrow Man collection,
Yeah.
do you want to jump in, Rocket?
So the good news is the EverGrow Man collection was its own collection, separate, well, its own collection contract, separate from the LunaSky contract that creators were working on. So there is no real migration that has to happen there. So yeah, that's gonna be final launch.
So I want to add as well to that. We're not going to reveal everything, but we've made that competition a little bit more attractive to reflect the fact that people have been very patient. So when that competition goes live again, the NFT giveaway with the Tesla, etc., there's going to be a little bit more available to win. So won't say too much more about that, but it's a little bit more attractive now. A few more opportunities to win something pretty cool.
That's right. Stay tuned.
Yeah, you know it.
Okay, let's do a couple more questions if we've got any.
On the go crypto, go ahead. On the go crypto, unmute yourself.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for calling me up. First, I just want to say thank you.
Did we lose you?
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Yeah, I think we've lost you there.
I can't hear him either.
Okay, on the go, we can't hear you. I drop you back down. You come back up.
Well, while we're waiting,
DRC?
can I throw in a question from Discord?
Go ahead.
So let's see here. So Possum actually was asking, in terms of LunaSky, what sort of preparations do we have for potential DDoS attacks? Cody, you want to touch on it?
Yeah, great question. So this kind of ties into the optimization aspect we were referring to earlier. A lot of those things, I mean, on the technical side, you want to run what's called is pods. So you run a lot of pods on launch. You've got a lot of different things going on the back end that's being monitored live by the devs to ensure optimization and avoid any type of disruptions from things like DDoS attacks. So we're going to have everything in place live and everything being monitored. The devs will be running additional pods, etc., instances, whatever they need to do to ensure that that doesn't happen.
And for no one that knows what are pods, Cody?
Yeah, so those are instances on the back end that they run to constantly refresh the site. Again, it all ties into the optimization aspect. So things like that, and then just other technical elements that go along with the build, like deferred coupling of images, etc. Those keep the platform from running with high traffic. They also help, prevent crashing from DDoS attacks, which is just a large amount of traffic coming over at one time, so.
Yeah. As you can see, guys, it's a lot different than the first one. A lot more has gone into this, a whole lot more. EGC, Rubicon?
Hello. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Hello, guys. Thank you very much for the chance to, basically just wanted to give you a quick congrats and all. I'm just looking forward for all the utilities as everybody else. Great teamers, great job as always. Really hyped and pumped, and just looking forward for Atlas Wallet, LunaSky, and everything else that the team obviously has in place. One quick question in relation to the Atlas Wallet, because you hear from time to time from all these wallets having attacks, issues with potential hacks and people obviously sometimes losing their funds, etc. I know basically when you have a decentralized wallet, it's pretty much your keys, your control, but still attacks and security issues can occur. And so my question in short is how confident we are with Atlas Wallet and all the security measures we're taking.
Yeah, I mean, we have every kind of element of security that you're going to find in all the major wallets. We also have a dev team who, have built multiple wallets themselves that have never had any security problems. That's actually a really positive thing. Like if you know that it's not a first for your developers, and they also, this is a big company, a global company with a very large team. and I know that they continuously have briefing and training on security so that they can continuously update any required security updates onto Atlas. So
And I can
basically,
add to
as
this.
yeah, and one other thing, obviously, is that the watch only wallet feature within Atlas does allow you to, effectively use wallets and even buy tokens into wallets without having to be connected to that wallet, which is pretty unique. So that's like an extra secure way if you have a particularly large wallet and you don't want to be interacting with it on a day-to-day basis. I'll be honest, the way I manage wallets is that I basically don't have them live for a lot of the time. And when I want to use them, I import them. Obviously, with the watch only wallet feature, a lot of the time you're not even going to need to do that. So it's pretty cool. You can kind of pick and choose. So, but then that's beyond sort of standard security. What else do you want to bring in, Paul?
Well,
Fantastic.
a lot of us, Sam, we like to trade throughout the day, unlike you. So, like to have our wallets. I mean, the bigger wallets.
Because I'm
These
a
wallet
hodler,
wallets.
Paul, man. I'm a
I know you
hodler.
are. Well, a
My
lot of us
tokens go
like to trade.
nowhere.
And I know they don't. I know they stay and they don't move. But we like to trade, so that's why we have it. Another thing, two things. One, we're going to do a penetration test. That's basically like an audit, but with wallets, called a penetration test, where a third party goes in and to see if they can penetrate the wallet. Another thing Sam had me do is I went back the last, 5, 6 years, 7 years that wallets have been in existence, and I brought up all the exploits that I could find, and I gave it to our devs, and I said, "Why was this? Why it was only a couple I found, literally. Why are we covered on this aspect? Are we covered on that aspect?" And actually, the two things I found weren't anything with the wallet. It was that someone got the like the beta build, and was able to get in that way to a couple wallets. They weren't really big functional issues where an exploit happened, because it's really hard to get it. You can't really get into wallets like that because everything's on the blockchain. Like I said, a wallet is a window into the blockchain and lets you see. So we're taking it very seriously, no matter what, and we're going to make sure we stay up with it.
Fantastic. Sounds good, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, and I love your NFT. I love that.
Thank
The
you.
one with the hair, the little bow in
No,
the hair. That's
that
one
was
of my favorites.
freaking awesome when I uncovered it. When I had it, obviously, when the contest began, I had such a laugh with this one. That's just
He's
epic.
one of my favorites. He's a great one.
We're doing.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we got 4 questions left, and they're already up here on the stage, and that's what we'll take, and then we'll call it a wrap. We don't want to go too long. So, Moon Android, go ahead.
Hey guys. I never actually thought about this before, but hearing you guys talk, actually not having a release date for LunaSky in particular might actually be a good thing, because that means anyone that is planning some DDoS attacks, and they can be very destructive, will not have time to prepare, because essentially they don't know when it's going to launch. So I never thought about that until I heard you guys talk. So that might actually be a good thing. But my question was regarding Atlas Wallet, which is not a website; it's different nature. As we get closer to release, could we get a release date, even if it's only 2 or 3 or 4 days in advance, but an actual release date for Atlas Wallet?
Yeah, I mean, on both points, DDoS attacks on EverGrow basically are inevitable. So we kind of know that there will be one regardless. And effectively, what we're going to do now is have all the protections live as though an attack was underway, because they happen, to everything we've ever launched, they happen. And there's no way to stop a DDoS attack from actually happening, but what you can do is protect the website so it's not affected when it does happen. So we're going to, we've talked to the devs and we've said, look, just assume that it's going to happen when it goes live. So we will actually give you a few days notice. This is one thing we didn't mention. I don't think Cody and Rocket will mind me sort of treading on their toes a little bit. There will be a few days before we go live where we're going to invite, the artists to have access behind a password, where they can get their collections up, just have a little play with the platform, give them a couple of days lead time just to use LunaSky and get everything prepared. So we will be giving a live date. Same with Atlas. With Atlas, as you say, it's easy for us to say we're going to switch it on this day once everything's been approved, etc., etc. So we will be giving launch dates for both. Obviously, the very, very last thing that will happen is we'll get all the artists on board LunaSky to give it just maybe 24 to 48 hours, just so we know that when there's a lot of people using it, a lot of collections. Paul, I think your main account is unmuted there. That we know there's no last minute issues when we suddenly have 50 or 100 people using it simultaneously. So we will give a live date, and we know that there's going to be DDoS attacks. There always is, but this time we're basically going to go live with all the DDoS protections live, rather than having to react. We're gonna basically say that it happens. Everything we do, our website is still regularly attacked. The Atlas website is still regularly attacked, but the attacks aren't working anymore because we have protections effectively turned on 24/7.
If I may, really quick, I'd like to just piggyback off that shortly. So thanks for bringing that up, Sam. We're going to reach out to some creators in the community to see if you all would like to onboard early. So keep an eye out for that. We'll obviously bring this up soon, right before launch. So that's going to be one of the last things we do. So looking forward to that.
Okay, last two. On the Grow Crypto. Are you back?
Yeah, can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I was just starting off by saying thanks for doing things the hard way. I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort, and anybody that's been around for a minute understands what you guys, what you're doing and how hard that decision was, and we appreciate you doing right by us. But on to my question / request. When a lot of new people get into crypto, I think it's fair for us all that we can agree that YouTube is a massive portal for newbies into crypto, and for not newbies in crypto. But the new people that are going to come in with that inevitable extra $1 trillion of retail money that's going to roll in, over the next year plus, the YouTube is such a massive way for them to come in that I've always found it really useful that projects utilize it. And watching a lot of the bigger EverGrow YouTubers making videos and stuff, I mean, I found EverGrow thankfully day 3 because of YouTube, but I never would have found it if it wasn't for YouTube. That's just where I was in my crypto journey as an early trader. That's the only place I found alpha. And with that being just sort of the fact of the law of the land, that YouTube is a massive gateway for new eyes on projects and crypto in general, are you guys going to put out any sort of like a press kit, or would you think about putting something together like a package of imagery and maybe clips and maybe highlights or something like that we as creators can use in making videos to support launches and momentum for the project? And thanks again, guys.
Yeah, that's a great question, great comment, and I fully agree. I mean, I think there's definitely still place for good content. What I don't believe in for marketing is the banners and the shill accounts that go, "This is going to moon 100x." I don't think anyone believes that anymore. But having a YouTuber make great content, educational, informative, not just chilling 100x nonsense, is so valuable. We do have a press kit on the website. If you go on the website, go to resources, go to press kit, but we're building out the resources that people can use, not just for videos. We're going to keep adding to that press kit, but also we're going to build out resources for the community to use for creating memes. And we still, even though we're not a meme coin, we still understand that crypto is a lot about fun and community, and we want to make it easier for images and stuff for EverGrow to get out there. So we've been working on some. You've seen a little bits and bobs of the kind of refreshed EverGrow man that's designed more for memes. We obviously have our main EverGrow man image is like quite a serious, like super character kind of thing, but we also have like a fun kind of memeable version of EverGrow man, which you've probably seen hints of in some of the stuff that we've shared. But we're going to get those resources out as well. Transparent backgrounds, for example. But yeah, if you go to the website, resources, press kit, there is actually the logos and things there, but we're going to keep building out those resources. We definitely have always tried to make the project as supportive of possible of YouTubers.
Thanks, Sam.
Did we lose Paul?
Well, I'm
Oh,
not
sorry,
sure.
sorry.
Oh,
I was talking with the mic off. EverGrow Love, we started with you, so let's finish with you.
Hey, I appreciate it. Not a question, but a suggestion. I mean, I've been listening to the AMA, and if anybody has followed EverGrow at all, they know about the EverGrow man. And he is popular. He is a freaking go-getter. He's a monster. You see him everywhere. If you think about it and you combine what he's doing with what Sam said at the very beginning about marketing, no, we should not be going to these crypto conventions and everything else as a booth. What we should be doing is, as individuals and investors, is we should be putting together our own pamphlets on how EverGrow and LunaSky and Atlas Wallet can benefit their projects, the people that have the booths. And we should be passing those out at those conventions saying, hey, come talk to us because we can help you grow. That's what we should be doing, and that's going after the communities.
That's a great suggestion, and I would add to that that you guys we've always fully understand that EverGrow holders are involved in other projects. A lot of projects have launched from off the back of EverGrow, which is fine. People have made money from EverGrow. They've gone and launched their own project. Listen, there's a big movement in EverGrow right now with the wallet and other stuff that we're keeping a little bit quiet, where we want to embrace other projects as well, help those projects. We obviously want projects to get their holders to use Atlas Wallet, and in return we can give those projects something that they can't get anywhere else. So we're not going to say too much about it, but if you're a project leader or you're close to a project leader, get them to contact Paul. Paul checks his DMs; they're open. Just say, hey, I run this project or that project. What can you offer me? Because we've got some great stuff for projects to really help EverGrow holders and other projects simultaneously, like mutually beneficial stuff, symbiosis, which has always been part of our ecosystem. So yeah, it's very, very true that Atlas Wallet and other elements of the ecosystem can be so helpful to other projects who have struggled with their price not being right, their logo not being right, they're not getting listed natively in wallets, they're not being on swaps, their price not being correct. All of these issues we solve within Atlas Wallet, and we will provide those solutions for free to communities. If you're running a crypto, or you're friends with someone who's running a crypto, or you're part of a community outside EverGrow, and you want them to benefit, for example, from Atlas Wallet, but from other things, to be able to just go effortlessly onto Atlas Wallet, your logo is there. If a project, a decent project, we'll say that we can vouch for, is launching, for example, we can embrace that entire community within Atlas Wallet. And remember, every single transaction that happens on Atlas Wallet benefits a holder of EverGrow. Every single transaction will benefit holders of EverGrow. So for us to provide this service to other projects, not only benefits those projects, but it benefits every single EverGrow holder in terms of price, in terms of rewards, etc., etc. So again, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because it's actually really important as to what EverGrow is going to be about. We're going to be about a project that helps to nurture NFT projects, other cryptos, and everything we do to help other projects is going to help EverGrow and Lucro holders. I think that's what's most important. We're not sacrificing EverGrow for another project. It's all about symbiosis. How can we help you? Okay, so what do we do to help you? We give your holders a brilliant way to swap, cross-chain swap, normal swap. Your logo's there from the day your project launches. You're in a wallet. You're live. We're offering chains that nobody else is offering. What do we get in return? Well, you send 10,000 members of your community to download Atlas Wallet. That's all we want. Get them to use Atlas Wallet, because your token isn't even in any other wallet. So if you want your community to benefit, they use Atlas Wallet. And then we take a tiny little fee from every transaction, and we return that fee to EverGrow holders. That's the whole emphasis. That's the whole point of our project from the very first day to today, and it's all going to come into fruition. So again, any projects out there that want our help to give your project utility, to give it exposure, etc., etc. We're not going to charge you for anything. Like we just want your community to be using our utilities. We're not even asking your community to buy EverGrow, so we're not going to take money out of your pocket. But this is how symbiosis works in its best possible way.
Yeah, and before we take the last question from Axie, you know, we have forms that are ready to be put out where projects will be able to fill out for like Atlas Wallet and other things we have going. So we have forms that will be putting out at when the time is right. We don't want to put them out too early because when it gets too early, then you have to wait around. So we'll be putting them out. So we got them all ready to go. You know, we're not waiting on, you know, to the last minute. You know, we got plenty of stuff planned. People on the inside know. So we got that. We're not just going to be asking people. We're actually going to put it out there so you can take that to your other projects or to your leaders or whatever it is. Let's take one last question from Axie. I know he's been trying to get up the whole time and keeps getting knocked down. Are you there? Axie fam 2, unmute yourself.
Oh, looks like it dropped. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's been dropping and going on the whole time. Let me try one more time.
Well, I'll say this: if for some reason he can't get up, actually, be sure to, if you have a question, type it in the message chat here on the Spaces, and we'll answer it before we close out. If you can't get back up.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Son of Anarchy, go ahead. Or Son of Israel, go ahead. Son of Israel, you want to mute yourself while we're waiting for Axie to come back up? I know he's been trying to get up the entire time. I'm going to try and get him up. Can't hear you.
No, you're super quiet. We can't hear you.
Your mic is too low, my man.
Listen, guys, we're pushing on quite deep into. We normally try and wrap these up within an hour, so we're pushing for double that. So I'd say we've answered a lot of questions. I hope it's been useful for everybody. Obviously, you know, we answer your questions anyway. So if anything's not been answered, you can tweet at us. You can send us a DM, you know, via the EverGrow account, the Ever Community account, etc. We'll always answer your questions. For me, like I appreciate time is passing, but we're super close. We know that LunaSky is going to be launched imminently. I think you guys now understand that Atlas Wallet is pretty much done, and when we launch it, is going to be down to whether we include 1 or 2 features. So everything is very, very close now, and we will definitely have a LunaSky launch day AMA for you all, so we can all enjoy that launch, you know, as a community together on a chat. I think it'll be amazing. Huge thanks always to my guys, both in the management team and the entire team of EverGrow staff. They're amazing people. I don't think necessarily they're always understood just how many people are involved, keeping everybody informed and looking after everybody. But I always so grateful to the whole team, the whole staff, and obviously the community who, we wouldn't exist without the community who've stood by us and been very, very patient. So we appreciate that. So
you guys keep us going. You guys keep us going. If it wasn't for you guys, you know, keeping those messages, the supporting and the comments, it really gets us going. Even though we wouldn't stop anyway, but you know, seeing that all the time, guys, from all of you, it really reinforces what we're doing. Not just for you guys, for ourselves as well. We're investors also, but we want to deliver for you guys, and we're pushing every day. So thank you so much and appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. We'll wrap up there, and we'll catch you all for a LunaSky launch AMA, a date to be confirmed.
Thank you so much, everyone. We will be seeing you soon.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of the week, or good start of the week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.